I'm back again, and I'm here to do my November wrap-up. Yes, we are midway through December, and I'm just doing my mid-November wrap-up. So what did I read? I didn't read very much. So I've read, let's see, 5 books. 2 of them are graphic novels. So the first book I read was this one, which was Au Bonheur des Dames by Émile Zola. And this is the 11th book in the Hugo Macau series. Whew, this book was good. Anna and I loved this one. We thought it was very, very interesting and just a really surprising storytelling. Like the way it just never ceases to amaze me how Zola goes about, developing his story, and those surprises and those twists and turns are just everything. Really, really enjoyed this one. So this one's really about the beginning of what we call the department store in Paris. But very, very good, this one. Next book we read was this one right here, which is Eddie L. Harris's Mississippi Solo. This was a nonfiction read that we did, and it was great. I mean, really great. And we were lucky enough to have Eddie L. Harris here with us for the book club. So it was interesting talking with him and getting some inside thoughts on certain aspects of the book. And he even, he made some revelations to us and stuff like that. It was really, really nice. I highly recommend this book about a Black American man who decides to row down the Mississippi in a canoe from Minnesota down to New Orleans, Louisiana, my hometown. And doing it all without really knowing how to row, without really knowing how to make a fire outside. It's fantastic. Highly recommend it. Definitely read this one. Next book I read was this one. This is a graphic novel called Queenie. This is about a character who is called, I think her name is Stephanie St. Clair, and she is from Martinique, and she has a number running business in Harlem, and the story is all based around her and how she maneuvers to try to keep her business because Al Capone and all the other big, thugs, they want to take over her business, especially since there's prohibition and stuff is going on. So they cannot, sell liquor legally, and it's more difficult. But I enjoyed this. I mean, I thought it was good. I didn't think it was great, mostly because I felt like the artwork kind of let it down. I wasn't a fan of this black and white situation that they had going on in here. That was a little disappointing because I felt like with better artwork, it would have made the story pop even more. So, yeah. But other than that, it was a good read. Okay. The last book on my list is this one right here, which is called Aya de Yopougon. It's the volume 7. This one's in French. I'm not sure if this one's ever been translated actually in English, but if you can get your hands on it, I highly recommend. I don't have my copy with me. I've lent it to a friend. I really like this series because it does show very ordinary perspective of living life in the Ivory Coast, and it's drawn really well. And the story is really, it's kind of like juicy tidbits and stuff. And it continues on the series in a really interesting way, but leaves us on a damn cliffhanger again. So we have to wait for volume 8 to come out to see what's going to happen. You can watch this on YouTube in French. I've seen it on there, and it's really done really well in cartoon as well. So I highly recommend that one if you haven't read Aya. I think you can get the beginning volumes of Aya, like maybe 1 through 4, maybe in English. I'm not sure about how much they've advanced, but highly recommend number 7. I think I gave it 4 stars. I really, really enjoyed it. Other than that, that's all I read. I thought I had 5 books, but in fact, I only read 4, which is kind of pathetic. But anyway, work. It's just gotten worse and worse as it hasn't been stellar for the reading these past 2 months. But all that being said, I hope you enjoyed seeing what I read last month. If you have any questions about it, you can comment below and ask me, or just simply comment and tell me which one of these you'd be interested in reading, or your commentary on the books if you've read them. So thanks so much for watching, and stay tuned for another Vlogmas video tomorrow. Bye!